All right, guys, welcome back to Evony with Genghis, server 68. So just on the last day of Vikings here. And yesterday I did siege generals, and I've done archer generals before. So I wanted to do ground generals today, a review of the top ground generals. I've looked all through the tavern, and just like I thought, there is only three that matter. So there are some guys like, not this guy, where is it? Peter the Great. So looks like a pretty good ground general, but he's actually pretty weak. Not all of these, like this, does not buff the ground stats. And then if you look at his base skills, you will see, like right here, that attack 101, very weak. 110 defense, all that stuff. Very low numbers compared to the guys we're going to look at. There's a couple other guys just like him, but there's really only three that matter. So I'll go through the three that matter in reverse order. So the third best ground general, in my opinion, if you get him, is Karis. So looking at Karas's base statistics, this is his advantage here. He actually comes in very high here. 116, 119, 115. That is very high for the three generals we're going to look at. He is definitely a good general. And if you look, he increases troop attack by 10 and then ground by another 25. So he starts out at 35 there. And then 10 more on attack and HP. 10 more on attack, 6 on attack, all attack, and then here he comes in with 20 more for attack and defense. And this gives him a total of 61 buffed attack, 10 HP, and 20 defense. Unfortunately, that's a bit lower than the other two guys. So the top two guys, one of them fortunately is free. All you have to do is spend a bit of gold and maybe some gems and you will find this guy, Trajan. So I'm not sure really why he's listed in other generals. It even says here he's a great Roman emperor, so you would think he'd be in the European section, but he's not. But anyways, Trajan comes in with good stats at the top, particularly on leadership and defense, which is hit health points, and defense, which is very important for ground. He comes in with ground troop attack and defense at 15% and HP at 20. That's very good. Nice all-around general. Then he gets attack and HP, more ground attack, all three here at 10, and then more help on the attack and hit points and some march size as well. Trajan comes in at 61 attack, 56 health points, and 25 defense. That is excellent, especially for a tavern general. He's probably the best PvP tavern general available in the game. There are other good generals in the tavern, such as Queen Jindiok, Baybars, and Trajan. I would say those are the three most important generals you can get in the tavern. And Trajan of those three is the only PvP one available. Now, this top guy, he just is a cut above the rest. So if you get him, you are lucky. All the top players have him. Scipio. So his base statistics are actually a little lower than the other two. That doesn't mean he's not just phenomenal, though, right? And increases ground troop attack by 30, HP by 40. 10 more on each. 30 more attack and 40 more HP. That is just massive. 10 more on everything. And here you go, 26 more on defense and HP. Sorry, I missaw something there. Yes, 10. I was correct there on ground attack. I was looking through the and seeing the base skill again. But Scipio comes in at 60 attack, 86 health points, and 36 ground defense. So to recap, they are almost all tied at attack. I'm just going to add that up again quickly just to make sure, because Scipio seems to be coming in a little lower than I thought, but no, that is accurate. So Scipio comes in at 60 attack, Trajan 61 attack, Karis 61 attack, and then the big one, health points, Scipio 86, Trajan 56, Karis only 10. And then defense, Scipio 36, Trajan 25, and Karis 20. So Scipio gets just a huge advantage in health points. He gets 30% more than Trajan and 11% more than Trajan on defense. So those are clearly the top two, but one is free and one is not. So that is a big difference here. I'm just going to take a look at something here. This is something I did not actually plan to do, but I am curious as I want to see what, so let's look at Mr. Dirks, Scipio. And we're going to compare this to my Trajan, who is nothing special, but he is max and has no dragon though. But I just want to look at these guys for a second and compare them. I'm going to compare a maxed out Trajan and Scipio. So Scipio has a dragon, so we're going to have to do a little bit of math. And what we're looking at right here is these skills right here. And compare Scipio's top numbers against Trajan. So I've done the math and subtracted here, so I'll just read them off. So Trajan is 1387 leadership, which is higher than Scipio's 1335. Scipio is 1350 attack, which is much higher than Trajan's 1273. Scipio's defense is 1384, which is tied with Trajan's defense of 1384. And then the politics, which is troop death to soul, so your troops will revive. Scipio comes in at 1358, and Trajan is only 1307. And if I go into my cultivate here, you could see that my Trajan is almost maxed. He's not quite maxed on the leadership, though. The politics isn't as important. So I could actually increase that leadership gap a good amount over Scipio. Now, there is no way to tell what the other player's cultivation is, but he's one of the best players in all of Evony, so I would guess it's pretty much max. So there you have it. That is a full comparison of the top three Evony ground generals. Scipio is the best, and Trajan is free and pretty good in his own right. So this is Genghis, server 68. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.